Hello, and welcome to my Pre-Algebra review series. This video covers Chapter 2, Section 4, titled Variables and Equations. By the end of this video, you'll have explored the concept of simplifying expressions. This will include identifying parts of variable expressions and simplifying those variable expressions. Please leave a like if you find this video helpful. Give your classmates a heads up too. It will more than likely help them, and it certainly will help this channel to be seen by more students. If you would like me to cover any of these topics in greater detail, please leave a comment here in the comment section below. I read them and do my best to address each as time permits. Please subscribe to my channel and ring the bell icon to be notified every time I release a new video. Thanks a lot. Let's do some variables and equations. So before we get started, there are a few definitions I'd like to go over. An equation. An equation is a mathematical sentence with an equal sign. An open sentence, an equation with one numerical expression equal to another numerical expression, is either true or false. An equation with one or more variables is called an open sentence. Solution of an equation. A solution of an equation is the value for a variable that makes the equation true. You substitute a number for a variable to determine whether the number is a solution of the equation or not. Objective 1. Classifying types of equations. Here are three of the ways you'll see equations in these reviews. First, 9 plus 2 equals 11. That's a numerical expression equal to a numerical expression. An equation with one numerical expression equal to another numerical expression is either true or false. The next one in line here, it says x plus 7 is equal to 37. A variable expression equal to a number, a numerical expression. That's what we have here. A variable expression, so we have an expression with a variable. Here's the x is the variable. And the variable expression, an x plus the 7, is equal to a numerical expression. The 37 is the numerical expression. The third one here, a variable expression equal to a variable expression. An equation with one or more variables is an open sentence. But when we're talking about a variable expression equal to a variable expression, you see it here. We have two expressions. We have the a plus the quantity -3 equal to another variable expression, which is 2a plus 5. Those are both variable expressions. There are two of them in this equation, and it gets separated with an equal sign. Okay, example 1, classifying equations. State whether each equation below is false or true or an open sentence. So let's go with A. A says 6 plus 12 is equal to 18. Is it true? First of all, is it an open sentence? Is it true or false? Well, 6 plus 12 is 18, so we know certainly that it's true. Is it an open sentence? We're going to say no, because there are no variables in this statement, in these expressions. B, 6 equals 4 plus 3. True, false, or open sentence? Well, 6, is that equal to 4 plus 3? I'm going to say, not equal, not equal. So it's false, and it is not an open sentence because there are no variables. How about C? 6y is equal to -3 plus 5y. Well, is it true or false? Who knows? We don't know what y is. So we cannot know whether this is true or false. So the only thing it can be, and it does have a variable in it, the y variable is the variable in this expression or equation. So this is an open sentence. So here we are, example 1 under check your understanding. It's the direction. State whether each equation is true, false, or an open sentence. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit here and let you try these first. You can pause the video. I'll sit and wait. You come back when you're done, and then we'll address them together. Okay, now if you're back and you're ready to go, let's go to A. A says 9 minus 7 9 minus 7 is equal to 3. Is this true, false, or an open sentence? Well, we look at it right away. Is 9 minus 7 3? Well, no, that's not true, so this has to be false. There are no variables. You couldn't say whether it's true or false if it were an open sentence, so this is just false. How about B? 8 plus x equals 2. Well, there's no way for us to know if this whole equation is true or not. It's an open sentence. That's why it's open. We don't know. It's an open sentence. 4 times 5 is equal to 20. True, false, or an open sentence? No variables. Can't be an open sentence. 4 times 5 is 20, so this is true. Example 2, writing an equation. Let's write an equation for 9 times the opposite of 5. Remember what opposites were? We talked about those before. 9 times the opposite of 5 is 45. State whether the equation is true, false, or an open statement. Well, let's look at it. So we have here 9 times the opposite of 5. Because remember, opposites, when you add them together, equals 0. 5 plus negative 5. The opposite of 5 is 0. But this is just the negative 5. It's the opposite of 5. Is 9 times the opposite of 5 equal to 45? That's the question. Is it? The answer is no. It's negative 45, not 45. So the answer here is false. Okay, example 2. Let's check our understanding. You can pause the video when you get to it. There's not a whole lot of pausing probably going to be required, but it says write an equation for 20 minus x is 3. Is the equation true, false, or an open sentence? And explain. And I've been doing some explaining on the other one, so you're going to probably think the same way I was talking before. So we have 20. Here it is, the equation. 20 minus x equals 3. Well, the first thing we know, what's the question we ask ourselves? Is there a variable in this equation? The variable is right here, and the second you have a variable in here, this becomes an open sentence. And the explanation is just because there's a variable in the equation. This is an open sentence. So, okay, we're moving on to objective 2, checking equations using substitution. Okay, a solution of an equation is a value for a variable that makes the equation true. You substitute a number for a variable to determine whether the number is a solution of the equation or not. So like some of those other equations we were looking at, if you put a 1 in for the last variable, whatever it was there, and then you solve that equation, if the answer is true, then it's true. If it's not, it's false. But let's see how this works out. Example 3, substituting to check. Is 30 a solution of the equation 170 plus x equals 200? Well, remember what we said about you have to take the variable and substitute it by whatever they're telling you to substitute it by, and see if the equation is true or false. Okay, these are all variable expressions, are open sentences, and the open sentence, because of the variable, now we have something to replace the variable with, which is a constant, and now it no longer is a variable or an open sentence. You can determine whether it's true or false. So that's what we're going to do now. So it says here, you take 170 plus x, is it equal to 200? Well, now you're going to substitute for the x, the 30. They ask us, is 30 a solution? So in order to find out if it's a solution, you have to replace the variable. You have to replace the variable, in this case x, with the number they want you to replace it with. So 170 plus 30, is it equal to 200? You see my equal sign with the question. Is it equal to 200? Substitute 30 for x. Well, now it's just a matter of solving and simplifying, right? So is 200 equal to 200? The answer is yes. It is a solution of the equation. Example 3, check your understanding. Directions. Is the given number a solution of the equation? And the given number in this case is after the semicolon here. The given number is the 1 or the 6 in those problems. So pause the video, try them yourself. When you're done, come back and we'll solve them together. Okay, now that you're back and you're done with doing your work, let's take a look at it. So we're going to take the equation 8 plus t, that's our variable, is equal to 2t. And we're going to find out if this is true, this statement with 1 being substituted. So we're going to write 8 plus, we substitute 1 for the t, plus 1, is that equal to 2 times 1. That's what that's saying to us, because we placed t with a 1 in both cases. Is 8 plus 1 equal to 2 times 1? I put a little question mark right here, a little question mark, and the answer is no. N-O. 9 is not equal to 2. How about B? So it says 9 minus m, and it says substitute 6 for m. So we're going to substitute a 6 for the m. So 9 minus 6 is equal to 3. Is 9 minus 6 equal to 3? Put a little question mark. Is it? Right there. And the answer is yes. 9 minus 6 is 3. Okay, example 4. This is a real-world problem we're going to solve here. A diver's equipment weighs 35 pounds. Okay? The diver, we don't know anything about the diver other than the diver, plus the equipment is 165 pounds. So we know the total weight of the diver plus the equipment. We don't know the diver's weight, but we do know the weight of the equipment. Can the diver's weight be 200 pounds is the question. Can he be 200 pounds? Well, let's find out. So in words, it says the weight of the diver plus the weight of the equipment is 165 pounds. That's right there. 165 pounds right here. So we're going to let D be the weight of the diver because we don't know what the weight of the diver is. That's the one thing that's not given. We know the final weight. We know the weight of the equipment. We don't know the weight of the diver. So we're going to let D be the variable. What could the weight be? We're trying to figure that out. So now the equation, D, the diver's weight, plus 35 pounds, the equipment's weight, is equal to 165 pounds. So now we know that's a fact, okay? But what we don't know is the D, right? The D is, that's why there's a question mark here, because if we knew D, we don't know that it's equal. We know that you can find an equal for the D, but right now, just because with the D the way it is, we don't know. So now the question is, can the weight of the diver be 200 pounds? There's what they want you to substitute. Okay, so we're going to say D, for D we're going to substitute the 200. Can 200 plus 35 be equal to 165 pounds? Well, it's a little tricky in that 200 minus 35 is going to give you 165, but guess what? It's 200 plus 35. Is that equal to 65? Is 235 equal to 165? No, they are not equal. So no, the diver's weight cannot be 200 pounds. Okay? Okay, example 4. Check your understanding. Says solve. I'll read it to you, then I'll give you some time to solve it on your own. A tent weighs 6 pounds. Your backpack and the tent weigh 33 pounds. Well, we don't know, this is just like the previous problem, we do not know the weight of the backpack. Use an equation to find whether or not the backpack weighs 27 pounds. So what are we going to do? You go ahead, pause the video, give it a shot. When you're done, come back and we'll solve it together. Okay, now that you're back, let's start off by saying, let's let B be the weight of the backpack, because the backpack starts with a B here. So we're going to say B, the letter B, is equal to the weight. So what's our equation? We know that we have the weight of the tent is 6 pounds, and your backpack and the tent weigh 33 pounds. Well, we know the tent was 6 pounds. We know the weight of the backpack and the tent is 33. And what we're trying to find out is B. So like before, we said, is B plus the weight of the tent, 6 pounds, B plus 6 pounds is equal to 33, I'll say LB here, and I want LB here too. Okay, so now we're going to substitute in for the B. And what are we substituting? We're going to say, is it possible, write an equation to find whether or not the backpack weighs 27 pounds. So we're going to substitute 27 right here. We're going to say 27 plus 6 is equal to 33 pounds. Is that true or false? 27 plus 6 is, yes, it is true. It is true. So this is a true statement. Okay? Good job.